I love life. Larry Hovis was on there. Dick Martin was a friend of mine, and Dick Martin was Martin and Rowan and Martin. And he suggested, I think Larry suggested to Dick that maybe I might be good for laughing, and Dick asked me if I wanted to come over and try. I did the bird calls, and Dan Rowan and George Slaughter, they agreed, and I was on laughing. I love that. I remember doing a sketch with John Wayne where I had to be up a stepladder for something, like changing some bulb. He came in with Dan, Dick, and was talking to them. And I had just gotten down the stepladder, and the phone rang. And I went back up the stepladder and touched John Wayne on the shoulder. I said, "It's Hefner. It's for you." And he was great, He just smiled, walked off. I mean, those little things. Bobby Darin, I remember. I got thrown out of my dressing room. He was going to come and shoot a special. And he came and found me, on the set. He said, "I'm sorry they took all your stuff out and put my stuff in." I said, "You're only saying that because as we talk, all my stuff is being moved back, isn't it?" He said, "No." I said, "Well, that's show business." But Bobby Darin, I remember on KCOP, Muhammad Ali going to fight Archie Moore. He would say, "More in 4, more in 4." I loved Archie Moore. I loved Ali, but I said, "You're never going to take him out in 4. And he came on, he's yelling, shouting, "You English boys," and so on. You've never seen anything like that. The show ended. We were at the desk getting some stuff. I looked up, and he had walked back in. And he said, "You didn't think any of that stuff I said was real, did you?" I said, No. I said, "Well, I'm just fun." And then he walked off. So this guy could be the champion of the world one day. He was very, very sweet. And he did get more than 4. God, I was furious. Judy Carn, I love. Goldie Hawn, beautiful. Henry Gibson, wonderful, wonderful. Lily Tomlin, magic. Dennis Allen, Alan Seuss. It's like a test, isn't it? Steve and Edie Gourmet, Steve Lawrence, Edie Gourmet were guests. And I had a Groucho sketch, which I used to love to do Groucho. And Steve Lawrence came and said, "I love doing Groucho." I said, "Well, why don't we both do the same sketch, but 2 of us?" And he said, "Why would there be 2? And I said, "With Groucho, why not? Why wouldn't there be 2? He never explained. So we did the whole thing. Yeah, whatever the sketch was. My contact will solicit you in the morning. My solicitor will contact you in the morning. Most ridiculous thing I ever heard. We did it, and we went through a wall as Groucho. Boom. And we did. I was shopping a couple of months later down the food giant in Beverly Hills. Always shopped late evening. And then about 10 o'clock. And I'm just strolling along, putting stuff in. Along comes the lady who turned out later to be Erin
Fleming.
O'Brien.
Erin Fleming.
Fleming. And alongside of her was Groucho. He had a cigar in his hand. He came up and he said, "You know, a lot of my checks are going to your house." And I said, "Well, you certainly could have fooled me."